So my partner Theodore and I are going to oppose the proposed assault weapons ban in 2018. The affirmative believes that the assault weapons are the problem. They claim that assault weapons are responsible for mass deaths in America, that our current gun laws are not effective, and that a ban would reduce the number of killings. And this is simply not true for a couple of reasons. They plan to have the plan that they have proposed would not be effective in America, basically from a political standpoint and a logistical standpoint. There's too many guns out there, and the culture here is really to keep them. Firearms have been a part of America's culture since its founding, and in that time we've learned that guns, and more specifically assault rifles, are not the issue. The affirmative claim with the statement that assault weapons are responsible for mass deaths. Well, they only mention a couple of instances. Out of the 100 major events since 1982, we've seen that assault weapons were used in only 7% of events. And it's really other weapons that are not on the agenda that they plan to remove that are just as capable or even more capable to kill than the weapons that they propose to ban. In 2012, there were 8,855 total firearm-related homicides in the U.S., and almost 7,000 of those were attributed to handguns, something that's not on their bill at all. Assault weapons are responsible for stopping mass shootings, and the common saying goes, the only way to stop a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. And frankly, I think that when a police officer or an armed civilian is stopping a deadly shooting or preventing a deadly encounter, I don't think that your first thought is what weapon the good guy is using. They also state that present regulations are not sufficient enough to stop attacks. They believe that assault weapons are more dangerous because they're available to young people. And of 156 mass shootings between 2009 and 2016, only 2 were committed by a person under the age of 21. So the issue isn't young people and availability, it's just that we have a different issue that we need to address. Current regulations and procedures are sufficient to stop mass shootings, and the issue is that nobody steps up to check on the people that shouldn't be in possession, whether that's felonies or medical issues or prior convictions. So Slate.com data shows that because of federal background check systems enacted in part by the Brady Law, more than 2.4 million legally prohibited gun buyers have been blocked from buying guns from gun stores or denied permits. And I personally counted some of it. It's a study. It's called the Mother Jones Mass Shooting Database, and it's updated up to yesterday. And they have 100 mass shootings since 1982. And going through their lists, I found that 54 of the 100 mass shootings were confirmed to be part of a mental illness. 26 were unclear, and 20 were not related to mental illness. It's sort of safe to assume that 20 not related to mental illness is not the bigger issue. It's mental illness that we need to address, not the gun ban. And state statistics show that there's an instance that there are instances where mass shootings have been stopped by current laws. State background checks states that use background checks have fewer mass killings, which are defined as 4 or more people injured by gun violence. Axios.com shows that of the 18 states that do require background checks, only 6 have more than the national average of 11.8 deaths per 100,000 people. So 12 states saw a substantial decrease of mass killings just by background checks alone. They claim that a ban on sales would reduce mass killings, and background checks have worked, but gun bans have not been proven to stop mass shootings. I think we can all agree that the act of killing is illegal, and criminals who are willing to kill don't have that law in mind. They will purchase guns, drugs, and other controlled items by any means that they can. And that's because the most popular firearms today can be built at home with minimal tools and for a relatively low cost, and it's all perfectly legal until you completely assemble it. But again, criminals aren't going to have that in mind. 80%arms.com, which is a company that will ship right to your door, has kits as low as $269, which is less than what it would cost of all the trouble going to a gun store. And if you already have the tools, which most people do, it's not that difficult. And on top of all the other bans that they would like to put in place, the number of people killed in the last 2 years has actually decreased without any new legislation. In 2017, what we perceive as one of the worst years regarding mass shootings because of Las Vegas and Sutherland Springs, Texas shooting, the Archive's year-end tally of mass recorded shootings decreased between 2016 and 2017. So it's not the guns that are the issue. The major point that we have is that it's mental health and checking up on the people that are getting the guns and enforcing law.